So hey guys, and welcome to the channel. Hope you all are fine. So recently I just did Legend in 1 week, and after gaining so much experience in this game, I will be sharing top 10 best tips and tricks that will make you a pro of Bloodstrike. Now I don't want you guys to think that just by listening these tips and tricks you will become a pro player. In just 3 or 4 days, it will take some time to master the game. And after watching this video you will have an idea that how to become a pro in less than 1 month. So let's start the video with tip number 1, and that is warm up. So I have seen many players who don't do any type of warm up and they directly play their first match, in which they do not perform well and they die quickly. So warm up in the training ground before playing. Take around 5 to 10 minutes before hopping in a match and get comfortable with the feel of the game. So what I personally do is, I go to training ground, select a weapon loadout of my choice, and then I start aiming on these robots one by one, trying to connect as much headshots as possible. Then I try to shift my aim from one robot to another, or reflexes and aim transfer, and I do it for almost 5 to 10 minutes before entering the match. Tip number 2, your crosshair placement. Simply good crosshair placement is keeping your crosshair or vertical position where an enemy is likely to pop out. Players have extremely bad crosshair placement in Bloodstrike because they are constantly staring at the ground, where all the loot is. Now of course you need to loot, however when you aren't looting, focus on keeping your crosshair where enemies may pop out, and I don't think they will be merging out of the ground. Tip number 3, record your own gameplay. This is probably the best tip I could give you, because it will directly benefit you no matter what your weakness is. If you want to truly see what your weakness is, then you need to be watching back your own gameplay with a keen eye on your aiming habit. Maybe you are shooting too early and missing easy opportunities, or maybe your crosshair is always pointed towards the ground. So you need to make large adjustments in your aim to hit the enemy, or maybe you simply have poor recoil control, which leads us to the tip number 4, and that is your sensitivity. Now sensitivity is the basic yet the most important part of the game. Having a good and decent sensitivity can help you in winning matches. Sensitivity is the only thing that can take you from 0 to hero in no time. All you need to do is practice your sensitivity and try your best to master it. Now many people copy other players' sensitivity, which is wrong, because everyone have different type of devices, and sensitivity work differently on every device. So what you have to do is that you have to make your own sensitivity. Now if you don't know how to make your own sensitivity, then you can watch this video and I will give its link in the description of this video. So make sure to check that video after this one. Tip number 5. So the next tip will be to choose 2 strikers as your main and stick to them. Now I use Nova and Ethan most of the time, and I have mastered them, which helps me a lot in the game. So make sure to pick any 2 strikers of your choice and master them. It can be any striker like Zero, Emma, Hank, Jet, or any striker. Make sure to play as much matches as you can with the strikers you want to main. Tip number 6, take as much fights as you can. Now as you know that in Bloodstrike you are respawned after getting killed, so you don't have to worry about your rank, and you have to take a lot of fights. So you all know that in order to improve your fights, first you have to take fights. So what you have to do is you have to take every possible fight, and you have to try your level best to win those fights. Rushing in games makes you improve the fastest because you will automatically have more combat experience over your enemies. But also while you are rushing you need to learn when to push back, and you not have to push every single time. You just don't have to loot all the time, and you have to engage in fights to improve your gameplay. Tip number 7, use 4 fingers if you are a mobile player. I have seen many players who still plays with 2 fingers. The reason why I am saying to play 4 fingers is that you will play more better with 4 fingers than 2 fingers. And it will take you 3 to 4 weeks to master 4 fingers, but trust me, 4 fingers will help you a lot in fights. Tip number 8, Always take fights while having a cover. Having some kind of cover will help you a lot in winning fights, as it will help you in dodging enemies' bullets, and thus making it easy for you to win fights. So next time while engaging in fights, make sure to first take some cover and then take fights. Tip number 9. Play with every gun in the game. You have to know about every gun, like how to use that gun, or when to use that specific gun. This tip will help you a lot, and you will have an idea about every gun that you will be using in the game, thus making you better than your enemies. So the last tip, that is tip number 10, will be related to this tip, and that is your gun loadout. So after using every gun, you need to pick your favorite guns, and you have to add them in your gun loadouts so that you can use them in match, thus making you a pro player. You will unlock different guns and loadouts by playing more and more matches, so make sure to play a lot of matches.